Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter PogZombie. Huge thanks to PogZombie and the rest of my Patreon supporters. PogZombie reached out asking for a deck built around the partner pairing of the Ghost of Ramirez DePietro and Ravos Soultender. The theme of the deck was left up to me, but I was asked for something sort of unique that took full advantage of the partners. Now, before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. The Ghost of Ramirez DePietro, in addition to having the funnest name to say in Magic, is a 3-mana 2/3 legendary spirit pirate who cannot be blocked by creatures with toughness 3 or greater. Additionally, whenever Ghost of Ramirez DePietro deals combat damage to a player, we choose up to one target card in a graveyard that was discarded or put there from a library this turn. We then put that card into its owner's hand. He also has the keyword Partner. Ravos Soultender is a 5-mana 2/2 legendary human cleric with flying. He gives other creatures we control +1/+1, and, at the beginning of our upkeep, we may return a creature card from our graveyard to our hand. He also has the keyword Partner. So our deck cares about cards in the graveyard. We can bring cards back under the condition that the Ghost of Ramirez DePietro deals combat damage to a player that turn. Or we can bring a creature back every upkeep, provided Ramos is on board. So we'll want a lot of our card advantage to be sifting through our library, as well as some discard effects. We can also use the Ghost of Ramirez DePietro as a political piece and let players return a card to an opponent's hand as a favor. And since we'll be discarding a lot of cards, we'll maybe want to look at some payoffs. But before we get to our deck list, we should keep in mind our checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, 1 sudden I win card. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Flooded Strand, Polluted Delta, Marsh Flats, Arid Mesa, Scalding Tarn, Verdant Catacombs, Rafine's Tower, Hallowed Fountain, Watery Grave, Godless Shrine, Sea of Clouds, Morphic Pool, Vault of Champions, Deserted Beach, Shipwreck Marsh, Shattered Sanctum, Glacial Fortress, Drowned Catacomb, Isolated Chapel, Glacial Floodplain, Ice Tunnel, Snowfield Sinkhole, Adarkar Wastes, Underground River, Caves of Koilos, Bajuka Bog, 2 plains, 3 islands, and 3 swamps. Solemn Simulacrum and Wayfarer's Bauble let us search for lands, while Crucible of Worlds lets us play lands from our graveyard. For mana rocks, we've got Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Progress, Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Hierarchy, Azorius Signet, Dimir Signet, Orzhov Signet, Thought Vessel, and Decanter of Endless Water. Finally, Smothering Tithe for treasure generation. Vampiric Tutor, Demonic Tutor, Idyllic Tutor, and Moonblessed Cleric as tutors. Archaeomancer, Karmic Guide, Sun Titan, Shadow of the Grave, and Victimize his Graveyard Recursion, with Mulldrifter, Windfall, and Rhystic Study as our more traditional card advantage, with Teferi's Ageless Insight to help make our card advantage better. But that's not enough to fill our graveyard, so we've also got Jace's Archivist, Forgotten Creation, Rankle, Master of Pranks, Liliana of the Veil, Teferi, Master of Time, Dark Deal, Frantic Search, Ancient Excavation, Siphon Mind, and Monastery Siege. So not only are we emptying our hands, we're helping our opponents to empty theirs as well. Plague Crafter, Ravenous Chupacabra, Ashiok Dreamrender, Counterspell, D-Spark, Dovin's Veto, Fracture, Negate, Imprison in the Moon, and Swords to Plowshares make up our interaction package. Archfiend of Ifnir, Cyclonic Rift, and Dam help to reset the board as needed. Alondra Skydreamer can send an army of drakes at our opponent's faces, or help defend our face. Curator of Mysteries helps us dig for the cards we want. Turgid, God of Fright, may make us the archenemy, but that's what Esper does best. Keza, Augur of Agonies, along with Psychosis Crawler to deal damage to our opponents. Desecrated Tomb works great with Ravos. Now, with all of our discard effects, I wanted to include Drakehaven, Faith of the Devoted, Waste Not, and Bone Miser. The Scarab God can turn a bad situation into a winning one. Finally, Approach of the Second Sun for an optional win condition. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 36 lands and 14 pieces of ramp, right on target. 25 pieces of card advantage, counting our commanders and discard/draw effects. 10 pieces of interaction or spot removal. 3 board wipes. 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Ashiok Dreamrender and Bajuka Bog. 1 Sudden I Win card in Approach of the Second Sun. Although, to be fair, Turgid, God of Fright combined with Jace's Archivist can be a Sudden I Win combo as well. I decided that rather than taking this deck in the self-mill plan, I wanted everyone discarding cards. That way we can take advantage of the Waste Not and Bone Miser synergies. Faith of the Devoted will drain our opponents out, and we have enough interaction and tutors to control the game as we see fit. Is this the strongest deck I've ever built? No, but it's a lot of fun. Do you have an Esper deck? Who's your commander? What's the theme of the deck? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I also want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Muffins, Marcus, Phoenix of Ice, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Brian, Josh, Sean, OT, Richard, Pop Zombie, and Mark. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos often, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Also, if you're a fan of anime and manga like I am, feel free to check out my other channel, Musings by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.